Confusion and fear spread across the nation this morning with a single social media post from the president. Thanks for joining us. I'm Evan Narani.
I'm Eric Connor. Today, after the Trump White House said it would comply with the judge's order to fund the nation's SNAP program, the president sent a much different message on his Truth Social account. CBS 8's Chris Groh has been following this back and forth, joining us in studio. And then the press secretary came out and there was something else said. So a lot of back and forth here. You're going to break it down.
Yeah, clarified. And I know a lot of people wanting to know when these SNAP benefits will go out. So a lot of people paying attention to an issue like this. And I think confusion is the word to use here. We told you 24 hours ago at this very spot that the White House had come up with a plan to partially fund SNAP for the month of November. And this morning, the president sent everything into a tailspin with this post. Take a look at your screen right now. This was sent about 2 hours ago this morning. The president saying, quote, SNAP benefits, which increased by billions and billions of dollars, many fold during crooked Joe Biden's disastrous term in office due to the fact that they were haphazardly handed to anyone for the asking as opposed to just those in need, which is the purpose of SNAP, will be given only when the radical left Democrats open up government, which they can easily do and not before. Thank you for your attention to this matter. He signs off, President Donald J. Trump. Now, Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt clarified at today's press briefing that partial funding would go out, and what the president meant by this was if there is something in which this becomes an issue in the future, despite this post. Yesterday, White House lawyers told the judge the administration would use contingency funds to issue partial payments in November. Normally, it costs the government about $8 billion a month, but the administration has about $4.6 billion in emergency reserves to send out those partial payments. More than 42 million Americans used the program to buy groceries. That includes nearly 400,000 San Diegans. Speaker Mike Johnson, seemingly unaware of the president's 180 at the time, that he had this to say about the SNAP program.
Remember, the contingency fund only has roughly $5 billion, and it costs roughly $9 billion for a month of SNAP benefits. So I think the arrangement is they're going to give half, at least half, to everyone. But here's the problem: it's very complex, is that it's administered through the states, and you have to recalculate all the allocations and how the checks go out. It's not, you can't just flip a switch and do that.
And so a lot of people are wondering when they will begin to receive the benefits on their card. So even after this sort of back and forth this morning, still waiting to see exactly when that will be, especially for CalFresh recipients here in California and San Diego.